Hello everyone. Hello guys. How are you guys today? Well, guess what? Today is Friday and I'm Miss Doris. Yes, I'm Miss Doris with Story Time. I am ready to read you guys a book on today. I hope you guys had an awesome evening last night. I'm going to give it a couple of seconds for moms and dads to come on. I know you guys are getting ready, preparing for the children's lunch on today. Well, I have an awesome book to read to you on today. Today's book we're going to be reading is the little book of Girls Fairy Tales, but the story we are going to be reading about on today is Cinderella. Cinderella. We're going to be reading about Cinderella on today. Hello guys. Hello everyone. Well, I'll just go ahead on and get started. You guys will be on soon. So let me go ahead on and give a couple of shout outs. Well, I would like to give a couple of shout outs to Alana. Hello Alana. Hello Zion. Hello Jamie. Hello Rosie. Hello Miss Rose. Hello Malia. Hello Malia. How are you guys, my little precious? Hello Aquila. Hello and thanks. Welcome to Story Time with Miss Doris. How are you guys doing on today? I hope you guys are doing awesome. Hello Zanaya. Hello baby sir. Hello Sir Anthony. Hello my little handsome. Hello Sarag. Hello Zanaya. Hello Lakeisha. Hello everyone. Hello Miss Lily White. Hello Charlie. Hello Ryan. Oh man, I have so many people to say hello to. Hello everyone. I like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some, good night. Someone is going to bed somewhere in the world. But guess what? You're just in time for Story Time with Miss Doris. I'm going to ask you guys a question almost at the end of the story time, and one of the parents are going to be able to win a bag, a canvas tote bag. So be prepared. Maybe you are a winner. So I'm excited on today. Just go ahead and say hello so I know who you are. I will give you a shout out. I'd like to give a shout out to Elect Lady and Pastor Washington. Hello guys over in my PLCC family. Hello everyone. I love you guys. Hello Mistress Snoopy. Hello to everyone. Hello Tinkerbell. So all 5 locations. Hello guys, and thanks for tuning in with Story Time with Miss Doris. Well, we're just going to go ahead on and get started. Well, how many of you guys remember the Story Time song? Hello Shaquavia. Hello Shakana. How are you, my precious? Are you ready for our Story Time song? I bet you are. Get ready. What are you guys having for lunch? Whatever it is, I bet it's really delicious. And you're wearing beautiful colors on today. Whoa. There it goes. I love that Storytime song. I bet you guys do too. Hey, it's story time. Story time with Miss Doris. It's story time. Story time with Miss Doris. She'll read to you, sing to you, tell you guys just what to do. Sing to you. Yes, she will. Story time. Miss Doris, it's story time. Story time with Miss Doris, it's story time. Story time with Miss Doris, it's story time. Story time, story time with Miss Doris. She'll read to you, sing to you, tell you all just what to do. You guys were awesome. You guys don't forget to get those wristbands, storytime wristbands for the kids. Let's get started with our story. Well, guys, go ahead on and have a seat while Miss Doris read you a story. And welcome again. Today's story we're reading is Cinderella. Long ago there lived a gentleman and his charming wife who took great pride in raising their only daughter to be a good and well-behaved girl. The child was most obedient and loved her parents very, very dearly. Sadly, after a long illness, the little girl's mother died. Oh, father and daughter were heartbroken for a very, very long time. Many years later, as his daughter reached her 14th birthday, the father had married once again. He had longed for a new bride to help care for his beloved daughter. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Cinderella, about your mom. Now she has a new stepmom. There's Cinderella when she's little. Hello, Cinderella. And her stepmom and her dad. His second wife, however, was quite different from the first. She was very lazy and grumpy, so no one could please her, and she had two teenage daughters of a similar nature. Minutes after the wedding was over, the new wife began, oh my goodness, she began to show her temple. She could not hear her husband's beautiful daughter, who seemed like an angel compared with her own children. Within days, the new wife ordered her stepdaughter to sleep in the cellar so that each of her daughters had a bedroom of their own. Oh, I'm sorry, Cinderella. It'll get better. The stepmother made the young girl wash all the dishes, polish the tables and the chairs, sweep the floor, and make the beds. But the worst job of all was sweeping the fireplace. Every day the girl was covered in cinders, and she soon became known as Cinderella. But poor Cinderella followed her orders without any complaint. She did as she was told. But poor Cinderella followed the orders, fearing her father would be scolded himself. And it had become quite clear that his new wife ruled the house. Wow, there's her stepmother and her two stepsisters. Man, look at them. They look so mean and grumpy. It's okay, Cinderella. It's gonna get better. You'll see. One day it so happened that Cinderella's grumpy stepsisters were invited to a grand ball at the royal palace. The girls were busy preparing for the event. Every moment was spent deciding which gowns and shoes should they wear. Such excitement meant more work for Cinderella, though, as she was forced to iron their dresses and fix their hair. The stepsisters talked of nothing but their appearance. Well, I, said the eldest, will look simply stunning in my scarlet velvet dress. And I say, said the youngest, will look marvelous in my gold muslin wrap with diamonds in my hair. On the morning of the ball, the stepsisters called to Cinderella for her opinion of their dresses, for the girls knew she had a great deal of wisdom in these matters. They really depended on Cinderella, but they took advantage of her opinion. Cinderella gave them the best advice. She could even adjust their head dresses. Oh, Cinderella, there she goes, cleaning and scrubbing the floor. It's okay, Cinderella. It's going to get better. You'll see. But while Cinderella was busy dressing her sisters, they said to her, snickering, "Would you not like to go to the ball, Cinders?" Cinderella knew they were laughing at her, as she was still covered in dust and dirt from the morning. Wow, she was dusty and dirty from the morning chores. Wow. Now most girls would take their revenge and mess up the sisters' hair and tear up their dresses, but not Cinderella. The sweet-natured girl simply chose to ignore them. As the stepsisters drove off to the ball in their beautiful, beautiful, wow, horse-drawn carriage, Cinderella followed them with her eyes. When they were out of sight, she sat down and began to cry because Cinderella was so sad. It's okay, Cinderella. You'll see, it's gonna get better. I promise you, Cinderella. There's her sisters and the stepmother leaving out for the royal ball. To Cinderella's surprise, the fairy godmother appeared. Yes! Now her fairy godmother had appeared once before when Cinderella's mother had died. "Tell me, dear," said the fairy godmother, "what troubles you so? What's wrong, Cinderella? What is bothering you?" I wish, Cinderella sobbed. I wish I can go to the ball." "Well, as you are poor, such a good girl," said the fairy godmother, "you shall go. Yes, now run up into the garden and bring me a pumpkin." "Oh, Cinderella, I told you it's gonna get better." Cinderella flew like the lightning and brought the finest pumpkin she could find. Her godmother scooped out the inside, then she struck it with her wand. Oh my God! And the pumpkin instantly turned into a golden coach. Whoa, look at that, Cinderella. How beautiful. You're going to have your own coach carriage to go somewhere. Where are you going, Cinderella? I can't wait to find out where you're going to, Cinderella. Wow. The next fairy godmother sent Cinderella outside to find 7 fine mice. Cinderella did as she was told, and her godmother touched each mouse with her wand. Oh my God. 6 of the mouse turned into beautiful white horses, while the 7th one turned into a driver for the coach. Whoa! The fairy godmother then said to Cinderella, "Wow, well, my dear, is this not nice? The finest coach with the finest horses and the finest driver to take you to the finest ball of them all. Are you not delighted? Whoa! Look at those beautiful horses and her beautiful, awesome driver that's going to be driving the carriage." "Yes," replied Cinderella, "but I must wear these silly, filthy, raggedy rags." The fairy godmother touched Cinderella with the wand, and her rags became a stunning gown. I told you, Cinderella, it was gonna get better. You'll see. Cinderella looked so beautiful and perfect. She had a beautiful jewel necklace and a bracelet, and she wore the daintiest glass slippers. The fairy godmother gave Cinderella strict strict instructions before letting her go to the ball. Now, when you get strict instructions, guys, from moms and dads, that means you have to follow those instructions. Don't flee away from those instructions. Stay focused on what you were told to do. The fairy godmother gave Cinderella strict instructions before letting her go to the ball. No matter what happens, you must leave the palace, by the time the clock strikes 12. She gave her strict instructions. You must leave the ball, Cinderella, before the clock strikes 12 o'clock. Should you say a single minute longer, the coach would once again become a pumpkin. The horses will become mice, and your fine clothes will be changed back into filthy rags. Make sure you leave before the clock strikes 12 o'clock, Cinderella. I don't want you turning into filthy rags and your horses back to mice. No, no, no. I want you to follow the instructions from the fairy godmother. Cinderella promised to do exactly as she was told, and off she went to the ball. How beautiful she is. When Cinderella arrived, everyone at the palace was amazed at such beauty. The dancing and the music stopped, and everybody stared at this beautiful stranger. Who do you guys think that beautiful stranger was? The prince came forward, led her into the ballroom, and begged her to dance with him throughout the evening. There she goes, on her way to the ball in her carriage, guys. Look at those beautiful horses. The king and queen particularly admired Cinderella's elegance and her great manners. As for the prince, he soon discovered that Cinderella was as kind and good, as beautiful as she was, and he knew that she was the girl for him. As the evening wore on, a fine feast was served. But the prince was so busy gazing at Cinderella, he did not want to eat a bite. He was gazing at how beautiful Cinderella was. Oh my God, look how beautiful she is, guys. Isn't she beautiful? Cinderella, you are so beautiful, Cinderella. Cinderella seated herself near her sisters, paid them much attention, and offered them some of the treats the prince had given her. The sisters were quite astonished at such fine manners from a lady whom they did not know, or so they thought. Those mean sisters didn't know that their beautiful, quiet sister Cinderella was sitting right next to them, and she tried to share what the prince shared with her. All too soon, the wonderful evening came to an end for poor Cinderella. While dancing with the prince, she heard the clock striking 12. Ding dong dong dong. Cinderella almost flew out of the ballroom. There she goes, having dinner, sitting at the table, sharing with her sisters what the prince shared with her. The prince followed quickly behind, but he could not catch her. After searching high and low throughout the palace gardens, the prince had found nothing but one of the little glass slippers. As she passed through the palace gates, poor Cinderella was once again wearing her ragged old dress, and she had to walk all the way home. It's okay, Cinderella. You can walk home. It's gonna get better and better. You see, as she ran, she lost one of her slippers, and she started turning into her old filthy rags. Fairy godmother told you, be out of there by the time the clock strikes 12 o'clock. When Cinderella's sisters returned, they teased her with glowing stories of the ball. They had no idea she was already there. They told her of a beautiful and mysterious guest and how she had dropped in a tiny glass slipper that the prince had picked up, announcing to everyone that if he could find the owner of the slipper, he would marry her. Oh my goodness. For the next 4 months, a royal messenger took the slipper to all the homes in the land. When he finally arrives at Cinderella's house, her two sisters tried to force the slipper on their big ugly feet. Just paraphrasing, guys. I just have to throw that in there. They tried to force the slipper on, but it was no use for her stepsisters. Their feet were too big. The sisters' feet were so far too big. Then Cinderella slowly stepped forward. May I try the slipper, sir? The stepsisters roared with laughter. Oh, Cinderella, you dare not try on the slipper. Just paraphrasing again, guys. I had to throw that one in there. Why you? Never even went to the ball, you silly girl. You guys just don't know. That silly girl was there. Watch this. Well, Cinderella ignored her nasty sisters and held out her foot. Go, girl, go, Cinderella, go, Cinder, go, Cinder. The moment the royal messenger saw Cinderella's tiny and delicate foot, he knew the slipper would fit. The two sisters were amazed. They were even more amazed when Cinderella pulled out the other slipper from her pocket. Hello, Miss BJ. Hello, Mr. Bill. How are you, Mr. Bill? I know you're clapping. Hello, Miss Dottie. I missed you. How are you, my precious? At that very moment, Cinderella's fairy godmother appeared. Well, guys, guess what? There goes Cinderella. Her sisters, they are so upset that Cinderella fit the slipper. Yes, I told you guys it was going to get better. I told you, Cinderella. You just had to wait. She touched Cinderella's raggedy clothes with her magic wand, making her slippers as magnificently dressed as she had the night of the ball. Told you it was going to get better. The two sisters finally realized that their very own stepsister, Cinderella, was in fact the mysterious guest from the ball. Yes! Go, Cinderella. I'm so happy for you. They threw themselves at her feet. See? You can't just keep treating people like trash. Because guess what? God'll make them your footstool. Begging for forgiveness for the terrible way they had treated Cinderella. They treated her so bad. But guess what? They begged her pardon. Being such a caring and good girl, like Cinderella, like she is, Cinderella hugged her sisters and said that she forgave them the way they treated her. Thank you, Cinderella. I'm so glad you didn't carry a grudge. You still showed love and kindness. And guess what? That's what God wants us to do. Regardless of how we treat it, He still wants us to show love and kindness because He is love. He so loved the world, He gave His only begotten Son. It was the time for hugs and tears to the end, as the royal messenger insisted that Cinderella return with him to the palace. Cinderella said Cinderella and the prince were reunited. Yes, and they couldn't take their eyes off each other. They just gazed and gazed in each other's eyes. The most beautiful wedding in the land took place for a few months later, with Cinderella Cinderella's proud father and stepsisters at her side. Even her evil stepmother managed to smile. Oh my goodness, there she goes. Congratulations, Cinderella. Wow. How awesome. This was an awesome story. The end. I told you, Cinderella. It was gonna get better. I knew that it would. Well, you guys, guess what? Before I ended out, I said I was going to have a surprise for one of our listeners that are on now. And this only goes for the live at this moment. So by the time I'm done with everyone, you guys, the first person that gives the answer to the question that I'm going to ask, then they are going to win a large tote bag. You're going to win a large tote bag. And the question is for you today, for my parents or for the adults that's on the live now. For the question is, what was the name of the book that Miss Storytime read yesterday? What was the name of the book that we read yesterday on Storytime? If you give me that answer, the first one to give the question is, what was the name of the book Storytime read on yesterday, Thursday? What book did we read? The first person to get the answer in the comments only for this live will win a large Storytime tote bag. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. The first one give the comment the right answer will win. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime with Miss Doris. And remember, guys, if you're not feeling well, always let mom and dad know that you guys are not feeling well, and they will take really good care of you. And remember, when you're outside playing with your friends and you come inside or you go to the restroom, always make sure that you're sanitizing and cleaning your hands at all times. Make sure you're cleaning your hands at all times, because we don't want you guys getting sick at all. We want you to stay well. And remember, when you're out in public with mom and dad and they give you your face mask to put on, always make sure you are wearing your face mask. Don't take your mask off until someone tells you to. Remember, safety first. Remember, safety first. Well, guys, this is it. Thank you so much for tuning in to Storytime with Miss Doris. I hope you're smiling today. You guys, have you thought of the name of that book Miss Storytime read yesterday? I'll give you a couple of more seconds. We have to do the answer before the story time ends. So I'll give you a couple of more seconds and then I'll show you what the answer is. But you guys were awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in today with Storytime with Miss Doris. I appreciate all of you guys. Well, yesterday's book we read was, has anyone said it yet? Nope, no one has said it yet. I'll give you the answer. Yesterday's book we read was Amazing Adventures. Amazing Adventures. Yesterday's book we read was Amazing Adventures. Well, it's okay. Maybe next time you have a chance to win something. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys all with the love of God, as my Pastor Washington would say. If you're not smiling today, I hope you're smiling after you see Miss Doris smile. Thank you so much. Have an awesome, safe weekend. Thank you and take care.